What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. This is your boy Narik Chase, and I have with me Miss Madam B.
Oh, hey.
Wow, that was a delay. But anyway, guys, this is our Christmas special. Not Christmas special. I said Christmas. I messed up on that one. Halloween special. After all, tomorrow is going to be Halloween, the 31st of October, 2019. This is going to be a special edition of the Breaker Debates, I guess. And we are going to be talking about the Halloween franchise. Now, we have dabbled in it a bit here and now, mostly when it comes to like talking about horror movies of the 80s, the Michael Myers, the Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street discussion. But now we're going to be talking about the Halloween franchise as a whole. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Ken on this. We couldn't get Ken on this, and I would have liked to have their input on it, but we have to keep on trucking, I guess. So, without further ado, we're going to be talking about the Halloween franchise. Uh, I ain't got. I don't got. What are people supposed to be clapping and yelling and stuff? You like, yeah.
I don't think you have to program that in.
Yeah, I think so too. But anyways, guys, Halloween is a horror franchise, and it came out 1978. It helped usher in the age of this new, more modern horror franchise, along with the likes of Hellraiser, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, it was during that age, the Child's Play, that brought in the new age of horror, and it's one of the biggest franchises of horror, especially since it has spawned so many sequels, two reboots,
Mm.
you know, and it still got sequels coming out for those reboots, which we did make a video about that. I'm going to upload and publish after this. We have two Halloween special videos. But anyways, so let's go ahead and just talk about this. Halloween, how significant is it to you? Because to me, I don't really like the franchise.
I mean, it's give and take. Um, like I said, all of them are. I ain't gonna say worth a watch, but you can watch them and see what your thoughts are. But
Now, I like to clarify. We're not talking about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. We're going to go ahead and omit that one.
yeah,
We'll stick strictly to Michael Myers. Not to say that Season of the Witch is a bad movie or anything like that, but we just Michael Myers Halloween.
it was unnecessary to me.
Yeah. But like I said, but the thing about that was it actually made sense for what they were going for. It was actually supposed to be an anthology series. And it actually makes sense. All of these different things that happen on Halloween. But we got movies for that now anyway. So Trick or Treat. What was that one with the kid egged the devil's house, and the devil had the little demon dressed up like the kid, and they went and caused all this mischief and mayhem, and then they made it like the kid did it. They were killing people and everything. Was it Trick or Treat or Tales of Halloween? That's what it
Oh,
was.
okay.
That's what it was. But anyways, let's get back to the Halloween franchise. And, me personally, I'm with you on this. The Michael, I don't think of this series as like a good series because for me, I don't like them. I don't like it. I think it's kind of an interesting idea, like as like maybe a one off and a two off. Like the first two movies, yeah, but everything else after that. And the thing about it is, it's like what I said about the Nightmare on Elm Street, like what I said about the Friday the 13th, and every other damn franchise, horror franchises came out of the woodwork since the late 70s, early 80s, and everything. It gets so inconsistent after a while. It's hard
Hmm.
to keep up. It's hard to make a good story. It's hard to make a good sequel without it being ridiculous, over the top, or unexplained. And one of
Yeah.
the biggest things about Michael Myers is you don't know if he's supernatural or not.
Right, because they start off with like a good story, and then I don't know what happened from there, but
Let me go ahead and
yeah,
move this mic over there a little bit so you can hear Miss Madam B. Uh, but yeah, Michael Myers is a character. I'm not gonna say to me he's an iconic character because again, if he's a supernatural entity, that's
they don't explain it because right now all you see is a very large man, like in stature and a mask. That's all you see.
mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe he'll have a knife. Maybe he'll have nothing. But like you see with like Freddy, Freddy has his hands, and Jason, he either has a machete or he'll kill you with something.
Yeah.
But you like you when you see him coming, you're scared. But Michael Myers is like as a man in a mask.
But that's just the thing. Remember, we was making the argument of, okay, is he supernatural? Is it him that keeps coming back? Is it multiple people taking over the role? Because for some of the ways he dies and stuff, like there's no way he should come back. He should be
And that
dead.
would go back to which one where they had the cult.
Yeah, yeah.
It
I
would
think
make sense,
yeah,
but to everybody else, it's the same man.
yeah. Because it's not like he can sense these people. I don't think he don't sense people, sense who's his family and stuff. And it's not ever explained if he goes after just his immediate family. And why the hell the family so damn dumb they keep staying in the same damn neighborhood, the same town.
That's in all of them, right? It
Damn
was,
near, yeah, they all damn near still in the same place. But and never they never and even if they move, they never really explain how he keeps finding.
yeah.
I mean, what he looked that name up in the phone book? That's what Terminator did. That's how he found Sarah Connor. All four of them. You would think Lois Strode would be in like the witness protection or something. I don't know. Which I think in H2O she kind of is. Like she's already moved and have a new name and everything. But like I said, I understand its value to the whole horror fans of the 80s and stuff like that. But me personally, I don't like the series because it's so inconsistent. If they can tell me, yes, Michael Myers is a man. The first movie, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. When they rebooted it, the first one, I get
Mhm.
it. When they rebooted it again, the first one, I get it. But when they come out with the sequel, oh, Michael came back even though we thought he died, and it's like, no,
Right.
I don't like this. This should literally should not be a series. It should be a one-off, almost. Friday the 13th, I can understand. The first movie, it was his mom. The second movie, he was seeking revenge. I get it.
And after that, it just
The spires. Like people like this, and I honestly don't like it because, and then also the stories is always the same. They think Michael's gone, he comes back, he starts killing people. They think Michael's gone, he comes back, he starts killing people. They think Michael's gone, he comes back, and starts killing people, and they do try to change up the elements a little bit. Uh, but at the same time, it's like you said, give or take. I personally don't really like the franchise like
what
that.
about like the in between time? Like it doesn't show what he was doing or how long it's been. It's just because in the last one, was it the 2018
Yeah,
that we saw, like he had aged a lot. Like he shouldn't be doing any of that.
yeah, true. But 40 years,
Mhm.
40 years, yeah. Which I can actually say, at least that movie felt, that one felt consistent. Even though there was some things about it that didn't really make sense, like yeah, he got shot the hell up at the end of the first movie. So how can he be? Nobody should probably survive those types of shots. But he survived the shot some kind of way, and 40 years later, it's interesting. It's interesting. Like I said, I think it's an interesting franchise, but because there's no rules set, you don't. It just does not come off as consistent. And since it likes that consistency, it just gets wacky over after a while. Like okay, he got the first one. He's going after the family, which they never explain why that he goes after the family. Even though in the reboot they kind of show why
Mhm.
he was killing people.
Mhm.
Well, in the reboot they show why he was killing people, but not really his family. Because he killed his family at the beginning of the movie. He killed the stepdad and the sister and the boyfriend, I think, at the beginning of the movie. And then the mom killed herself when he was in the
Mhm.
crazy place. But then he did go after his sister, but he didn't try to kill her. But he was killing everybody else, all of these random other people. And I will have to say the whole bathroom death was hilarious. And leave it to a black man to at least get a lick in on the guy before he gets stabbed to death.
Mm.
But I just like right now I can't even say which. Like if I say, hey, which one of these movies is my favorite, I really couldn't say one. I did say a while ago that Curse of Michael Myers was the one my favorite, the one with Paul Rudd. But then when we went back and watched
That
it,
was with the occult.
yeah, when we went back and watched it, I was like, okay, no, this is a pretty bad movie. Especially Paul Rudd's character. I did not like that guy. He was weird.
Mm.
But part five, I did really enjoy because in this one he comes back, and then there's the little girl with the clown suit on,
Mm-hmm.
and she's kind of mimic. By the end of the movie, she mimics what he did in the first movie because he was wearing the clown suit or the clown mask, and you thinking she's gonna be the curse is actually passed on to her. But then in that very next movie, she got kidnapped by this cult and was missing for like years. Because when we see her again, she's an adult, or damn near an adult. So, and then this whole cult trying to. I don't understand the cult because they're like, okay, this guy's evil.
It's like they were going for something and then they just said, okay, fuck it, this is what we're gonna do. They just stopped trying.
Yeah.
Because I thought they were, was gonna go, try to make it good. Like it would be better if it was, several different people in, these masks and stuff like that, getting all this information. They just one big family, but that they stopped going with that for some reason.
Like I said, I would have liked I would have loved it a lot more had it been that. As soon as this person dies, somebody else picks up the mask. Soon that person dies, they pick up that mask.
But then you would be thinking like, why worship this person?
Which I don't understand. That's what I was getting to. I'm like, I don't understand why you would worship this guy that's evil.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that everybody acted surprised when he turned on him.
Right.
He was killing them. I was like, of course.
Because they got him from the hospital, right?
They got him from the police station.
Police station. And what, they nursed him back to health, and
they nursed him back to health. They kidnapped the girl, the girl with the clown suit, which that really didn't kind of make any sense actually either. And I don't know if that's actually his baby.
I mean, they did say that.
They made it seem like that was his baby, like he raped that girl.
They did say that. I think I read they did say that did happen, but I'm not sure.
Like I don't know. It's just the shit he has. Franchise. And this cult, I still don't understand this cult. So we're gonna worship this guy that's pure evil, kills every fucking body, has no qualms about killing nobody, doesn't ally himself with anybody, and we're just gonna sit here and just worship this guy. And then he just kills us. And I'm like, wow, okay, that makes perfect sense. That and then like I said, every movie this fucker gets beat, gets killed, gets defeated in these different ways, and he just does not stay the hell down. But somebody, please tell me why in the fuck this man? Like, what is he? Is he a Spectre? Is this Logan? Is this Wolverine? Like, I'm not understanding. How is this man not? Thank you. Why is this man not staying down? And then, okay, what do you think about the Laurie Strode character?
I was just gonna ask you that because some people say like, okay, what is this situation between him and her? Like, why does he want her so bad?
I have no idea, but I'm glad my eyes ain't burning no more. Thank you so very much. But this is my thing with the whole Laurie Strode thing. Look, I ain't got nothing against the character, but I don't like having a series, and the series follows the bad guy, that's the main focus of the series, and there's one character, which they keep wanting her to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that, because it drags on, and it feels so limited when it's like that. It feels like you can't grow the story. Now, the first movie with Laurie Strode, I believe the second movie, Laurie Strode was in the movie, and then you had the 2018 one where she, the with the H2O, the 20 years later. I
Mm-hmm.
get it. With her coming back, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
With the 2018 movie, I get it. It kind of those big gaps like that make sense. But to have like six of these movies and the Laurie Strode being every single movie would be just dumb. So I like that, she was in the first one. I think she was in the second one. She
Mm-hmm.
pops up in like number 7 or 8 or whatever. Pops up in the 2018 one over a course of time because that actually shows to me development of character, how it affects her and stuff, which the H2O and the 2018 did a great job of showing the development of her character.
I would have liked like Halloween 2, and then if they wanted to the other movies, and then like the H2O movies, I would have rather been like the 2018, 20 years after the H2O
H2O.
movie. So
Yeah.
that way she would have still had her, son, and you could have saw how they were dealing with it instead of just knocking out everything and just going by the first two films, I think.
Yeah, you know what? That does make sense. Have the first two Halloweens, and it
Mhm.
does follow her character.
Mhm.
Jump to H2O because I would have everything else between. Okay, I'd be like, all right, screw that.
Mhm.
But if they're gonna make it solely about her character and her story and him and their battles, I get it.
Right.
Halloween 1, Halloween 2, H2O, 2018.
Because
That
I would have rather, seen the son. It just, like they just made it to where he didn't even exist. He was a character in the movie where if you had him in the 2018 one, it would have showed some development.
mm-hmm.
Because he was just in H2O, he was like a little bitch.
Yeah, and it would have done it. And for those who don't know, I did not like the 2018 one. I did not. Everything that I hated about the other ones, the lackluster characters, uh, some of the performances were just subpar. Really, the story was not original in the slightest. Really, the only thing
Mm-hmm.
about the story that was any good was Lloyd Strode was, and this build up between Lloyd Strode and him. You ready? You want to see this kind of showdown between these two
Mm-hmm.
characters, and the build up honestly just pissed me because two of the characters that I thought died in the movie that shouldn't have died in the movie. That and it would have showed development of character on their part.
Mm-hmm.
What it was the two journalists. They went to go interview Michael Myers. He breaks out and starts killing people.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of him killing them, they should be there to witness his destruction. So by the time the end of the movie goes, they're like, this isn't something we should be talking about. Like this dude's need to be put away. And then they happen to be like the first people to die. So I didn't like that. I wish both of them by the end of maybe if they died during the course of the movie, I get it.
All right, it was like that scene. It was set up to where somebody's gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, they finna die.
So like those characters, I wished they could have lived and been more of an asset to the story because they introduced Michael Myers, let them see what he's capable of,
Mm.
which they did, but in like less than like 15 minutes they died. So that
All right.
was not 15 minutes, it was longer than that, but they still died, and I was like, oh, that was just bullshit. And then of course I didn't like really Laurie Strode was the only likable character, and that cop. Those two were like the only like likable characters. Everybody in between was just full of shit. I did not like any of them. Although the black boy was pretty funny. He was pretty funny.
Which
The one that was talking shit to her friend
on which one?
in the 2018. She was babysitting him, and then he was like, "There's somebody in my room," and Michael was literally in the room.
Oh, okay.
Now I will give it to her. Her boyfriend did go to try to help out. He did go up there with that knife. It didn't do him no good though. But what do you think about like resurrection? I mean, everybody thinks resurrection is bullshit, and in actuality, it is. But
Yeah, it was like, okay. They said we have the H2O and then the resurrection. So she probably moved after that. If
no, she died.
I forgot.
Beginning of
No.
resurrection.
Yes, she did. Okay, I forgot.
and everybody thought that was bullshit. With me, I'm like, one of them got to go sometime.
Okay, so the movie it was just following him, and like,
He just went back to that house. That's it. And they just happened to be there.
damn, a little hideaway.
My my thing was I wouldn't have minded it being like this reality show. But if the house was like set up like people under the stairs where, okay, he's killing people and he's like hunting them and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and they're stuck in the house some kind of way.
Because where was Michael when they was putting all the fake stuff in the house?
He wasn't there yet.
So he,
He no, he was there because when that one guy was still sitting at that camera, he killed him,
mm-hmm.
and the camera like fell on the floor. No, he stabbed him in the neck with the camera tripod.
But they still was there before, to set all the traps and the other stuff that they found.
So yeah, technically Michael should have been wiping them out from the jump.
Mm.
So yeah, like I said, I would have liked the movie if they would have came to the house and he like set it up to where they couldn't get out. I would have liked that. Made it kind of like a House of Horrors type deal.
Mm.
It would have been different, but you'd see Michael doing his thing, and I think that would have worked a little bit better. Yes, it was kind of like a House of Horrors, but I think the movie would have benefited a hell of a lot better, and it would have showed him. It would show Michael ain't just like mindless, like he's actually smart. When you sit there and watch this movie, you just see, oh, you think of him as like a fucking retard just running around just killing people, and that kind of like when they rebooted Friday the 13th with Jason.
Mm.
Instead of him just being kind of like this mindless brute and everything, they made him a hunter. Like he was literally hunting people, setting traps and stuff. Like I would have kind of maybe not seen like had Michael like set traps, but do some like say you got a group of people in the that's like walking into a room or something, and like one or two of them make it in there, and he's behind the door and he slams the door and locks the door so that that they're separated. Like do stuff like that. I think that would have been a lot better. And like I said, Laurie Strode was actually a pretty good character and probably one of the most memorable heroines of any of these franchises next to Nancy, which after the first movie, fuck Nancy. I didn't like Nancy. And I don't know who to say about the Friday the 13th.
Yeah. You say the campers.
But do you think this works as a Halloween flick? A Halloween flick? I mean, I get he did all this stuff on Halloween, but. Hey, wait, does every movie he.
Well, I know H2O, it was centered around Halloween. Was Resurrection centered around like the Halloween day?
Well, it says Michael's killings occur on the holiday of Halloween, on which all of the films primarily take place. So I guess the majority of like H2O, I don't remember that being Halloween oriented. Resurrection, I don't really think I was Halloween oriented either.
No, except for the woman on H2O saying Happy Halloween to Lori.
Oh yeah, that was at that party, right?
Or H2O?
Not H2O, Resurrection. I remember there was some people at a party that was watching it. The shit.
Yeah, the costume party.
So was that Halloween?
Yeah, I think it was a Halloween party.
Oh, okay. But it's a pretty long franchise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7,
I think it's a little bit too
10,
much.
12. There's 11 movies with the next one coming out next year, and then the one after that. So that makes about 13. Everything goes down.
Yeah, a little bit too much because it's just right now all the movies are just with him killing. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see a why. Why are you doing it?
And I guess it's kind of the biggest question why he's sitting here trying to kill people and everything. And honestly, there's literally
I think
uh
that he has a hidden inheritance somewhere, and he has to kill off all his family so he can claim that. So he got to be the last living relative.
yeah,
So
resurrection
that's
was
it.
your resurrection was on Halloween, which I think the resurrection was as much as the movie sucked. I think it was interesting, like what they were doing.
Hmm.
So I can't like hate it like that, but it was actually kind of give them kudos because they tried something new. That
Yeah,
one I could say they tried something new.
kind of like he was like picking people, kind of like Rose Red. What she was doing, trying to wake up the house.
That was a weird ass lady.
Yeah.
And what do you think of Loomis? I kind of like Loomis. If there was ever a character that should have been kind of like sticking with him, I would say Loomis would kind of be that character. But at the same time, it's like, which movie was it where Loomis kind of like retired and he was like, fuck all that? I think it was Curse of Michael Myers with the baby.
Well, that was the one before H2O.
Yeah, I believe so. I think that's the one we had the baby. And they was and the one with Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd.
I mean, Loomis, he was, to me, he was being vague too, because all he said he's like evil.
Yeah, Loomis. That was it. I think that's actually. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
the plot of the film formally introduced the Curse of Thorn, a mystical symbol that first appeared in Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, and revealed in the film to be the source of Michael Myers' immortality and drive to kill. What the fuck are they talking about? The Curse of Thorn. I don't. I'm gonna look this up. What? Go ahead. Keep talking. Curse of Thorn.
Yeah, they kind of mentioned that. I think, did they mention it in the movie or something where he was looking up all that, uh, looking up the research and stuff?
Yeah, he was looking at some, but it's an ancient curse spoken of the Halloween franchise and is the primary motivation behind serial killer Michael Myers' constant desire to kill off all members of his family for much of the series. I think that's a load of horse crap. That's one thing I did like about the Rob Zombie film. He had a much better like grounded story. His family treated him like shit, except his
Mm.
mom. That and I get why he killed his family. But
I
the
mean,
Curse of Thorn.
yeah, like after they, picked him up from the police station, it could have been because now that he has what okay, when did the police scene happen? Which movie?
You said what?
Which movie was the at the end the cult picked him up? That was at
I
the
think
end
part
of.
5.
Okay, so now they have like the cult people, they've seen what. Okay, what are you opening your mouth for?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Mm.
It's actually 3 reboots. H2O is a reboot
Of.
of the series. H2O and Norris 4 through 6.
Okay, what?
That's it. H2O is a separate timeline. So there's one, two, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 as one timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's 1, 2, H2O Resurrection as another timeline. Then there's the 2 Rob Zombie
Oh
timelines.
God.
Then there's the first movie and the 2018 as a different timeline.
Well, I was gonna throw out a wacky theory.
What you about to say?
No, I was gonna say that at the end, the cult people found him, and now they've seen what this man can do, even after they say, okay, well, I keep looking at 3. So we have Halloween 1, 2. and four. So they find them, or maybe they have police scanners, and then they take them and make it maybe sacrifice somebody to make him immortal. And that's if you can kind of understand what I'm saying. They was like, oh my god, we got this dude just killing people on Halloween, or close to Halloween. And it was like, well, why don't we use him for our benefit? So we're gonna find where he's at, track him and get him, and then we're gonna make him immortal.
Yeah.
Sacrifice somebody, and it would kind of explain a little bit.
There you go. The curse of Ryan Thorn is the evil curse used by the Thorn cult. Who the fuck the leader? Poison Ivy? It only existed in films 4 through 6. The curse of Thorn is placed on a child by the cult leader. It commands that child to kill his entire family as a blood sacrifice to keep the cult alive. It also makes how killing a family keeps the cult alive. Why you just don't, I don't know, get a family and kill them yourselves? Okay. And how the fuck does it keep the cult alive? What, y'all can't eat? Y'all don't get your stamps or something if the motherfucker's alive?
It doesn't make any sense.
Okay. It also makes that child able to withstand serious injuries that will result in the death for any normal human being. Why the fuck y'all didn't do that shit on y'all then?
Okay,
I would put that shit on me, so I wouldn't die.
The baby, whose baby was that? Was the one with Paul Rudd?
That was
that
the girl, clown suit.
Jamie?
No, the little girl, the one with the clown suit from part 5.
Oh, who? Jamie was the other girl. You sure her name was Jamie? What was her name?
Jamie, huh? No, Jamie? Jamie, what was it? No, I don't. This who's I don't know. Okay, no, I don't know who the hell.
Okay, well, what I was gonna say was, if that happened to him, because didn't they put a mark on the baby?
I think they did, or they tried to.
Well, so that makes sense for the baby.
No. They weren't putting a mark on the baby. They were trying to sacrifice the baby. Jamie Lloyd, you're right. It was her kid.
So that wouldn't make sense because, I mean, in any of the movies, do they show Michael Myers as a baby? Maybe a little flashback would have helped, and maybe we could get a kind of an understanding. But I mean, we saw at Halloween when he was like a child, but it don't explain anything.
Okay, Jamie was in part 4, but she became but she was in part 5 too. I believe it was more of a older character. But then part 6, that's when she was an adult and she ended up dying, which is fucked up because he put on that whatever that was. That only pressed her on and stabbed her. This fucker sits there and cuts the damn thing on. It just starts doing like this in her body. I was like, wow,
yeah.
man, it's a dick.
So that's what I'm saying. Unless that's what happened. God, I keep forgetting. At the end of 4 or 5 was the police scene.
I think it was 4. No, 5. I think at the end of 4, they shot him to shit and he fell in the river, and that one guy, healed him, found him, and they was in a shack or some shit, and he healed him.
Okay. There's me trying to rack our brains trying to understand it all.
It's just, that's what I'm saying, man. It's just so damn.
Yeah, I mean, you can't understand it all. Because I'm sitting here trying to think of like, okay, then maybe they did it when he was knocked out and sacrificed somebody else, but no, I don't.
Like, I don't give a damn what nobody said. This shit is just so damn inconsistent. That's why H2O, I would give it its props. It was actually it felt more contained. It felt more. It was better written, and it
Mm-hmm.
felt more streamed to the actual series. Don't care what nobody say. It looks pretty cool. That movie was actually story wise. I give it a thumbs up. The 2018, as much as I can't stand that dumbass movie, at least the story wise it makes sense.
Yeah, but it would have been better if it would have just been 20 years after H2O. But you said that was like a whole different
Yeah, no,
thing.
I would have went with that. If 20 years after H2O, I would have been like, okay, good.
Yeah, instead they made it 40 years later.
And I would still kind of say that I don't know. I guess me personally, I would say, okay, well, maybe they could kind of spin it to where the 2018 is 20 years after H2O. Say Lori had a daughter, but in that movie it focused on her son, whereas in this movie the son's just living somewhere else, and this would be and it's more about the daughter. But the way the movie's set up, it doesn't. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. We ought to get paid for this shit.
Mm.
But yeah, yeah. Honestly, they just fucked this shit.
So the next two that's coming out, it does is there, how many years are there in between?
Probably a year, like everything else.
Like next Halloween, because he gonna be on drop dead by then.
And I don't see what he's gonna do. Because one thing is she blew like a couple of his fingers off. So I'm like, okay. I'm not gonna say you can still go around killing people with no fingers, but shit, what the hell can you do?
He like Jason and regenerate.
I don't know. They need to, and then since it's more mainstream, they really do not need to bring his the shape.
Yep.
That's his nickname on here, Michael Myers slash the shape.
Okay.
The curse of the shape.
All right. So what do you hope for the next film? Because even though we not, even though you
We
know,
said we didn't. That shouldn't be another one. That
no,
shouldn't be.
but we're gonna end up watching it and just to see. So
On Halloween, the franchise was killed.
so what do you hope for the next one?
Like I said, for one thing, better scares, not the same bullshit they was putting in this 2018 one. Because one thing, the same thing you saw in that movie, it was in the previous, in the first movie.
Mm.
Literally did damn near the same thing. Two, better fucking characters. That was one thing that pissed me off. Didn't give a shit about none of the characters except Lori and the damn cop. Then the cop got killed. He didn't even get killed by fucking Michael. That pissed me off. Three, better supporting characters.
Yeah.
Cause
What about location?
I don't want it to be there. They do not need to be in that same time. If they're still at that same time, it's like, okay, it's a fucking gimmick. It's like watching Scream. How many times did this shit got happen in the same damn town before you leave the fucker?
Mm.
It's like watching Pretty Little Liars. Like all this stuff just keeps going bad in this town every year. And it's like it never messed with you before. Which now that I think about it, how the fuck did Michael Myers know where Laurie Strode stayed?
Austin, I don't know. It is like I said, it takes it back to the you know, like there were many A's, many Michaels. I don't
Yeah,
know. They take this information and they put on a mask and go.
but well, okay. Which since there are basically four timelines, which one do you think is honestly the best one? Because I'm kind of leaning between story wise, leaning towards what we were saying about the H2O storyline
Mhm.
and and the 2018. The original storyline I think is bullshit. I just say that. I don't care what nobody says. It's bullshit. The whole curse of Thorn. And no, that's stupid. I don't want to see that. That's dumb. What
Yeah.
Swamp Thing is in the fucking movie.
Right, because it don't do nothing to support it except for showing them people. You didn't get to see them that much.
Yeah, and it's not like the whole curse thing was important in the first two movies. And even the whole well, we have for us to survive. And it's like, well, why don't y'all put the curse on yourself? because y'all gave it to this crazy motherfucker and he wiped the floor with it.
Right, because you didn't see Michael reporting back to nobody.
Nah. Which I don't understand what control they had over him. I don't understand that either. But okay, but and even with the Rob Zombie films, I give them flack. But I think story wise they're a bit better. I know people don't like the second one because of the whole Michael sees his mom with the horse and shit. Me personally, I roll with it because there is literally no other film that explains the shit that he does. At least with that, you see he loved his mom and he was, saying he couldn't live without his mom, and then at least in his mind his mom's kind of influencing him to do this shit. That's better than a fucking curse of thorn. At least you can say, okay, he sees his mom and this fucking horse, and nigga's actually crazy.
Right.
So, and then on top of that, that's a big motherfucker. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
And he was brutal. I love that about him in the movie. He was brutal. There ain't no he stabbed you and you limp away. He made sure you were dead.
Right.
He was twisting necks and busting heads and what was it? At the strip club, he stepped on the guy's head and smooshed it. Turned that man's head to mush. Like, I love that. And but even with those movies, and Brad Dourif, he was my favorite character in those movies. I thought he played a really good sheriff. He was really a good grounded character, and his investment with like the Stroll family and protecting the town. I think he did a great job. And honestly, I don't know what people think about him. I actually think that's one of his best performances. Um, because I really did. And Malcolm McDowell, I enjoyed him. Now, as Dr. Loomis, that incarnation of Dr. Loomis is quite different, and he doesn't have the obsessive nature of the character, which you see in Loomis in the previous ones. Because in the previous one, Loomis is like evil. I have to stop it. I have to stop it. But in this one, in the Rob Zombie version, you don't really get that from him. I mean, you kind of get it from him, but he's not like at the front lines like Loomis is. Because in every movie, Loomis is always having these moments with Michael. Hell, there was one moment I think Loomis was trying to fight him, or at least every movie it seems like there's a moment where they kind of tussle. I mean, Loomis gets his ass kicked, but so and as much as I love Malcolm McDowell, I think that that version of Loomis really didn't get a chance to stand out, especially toe to toe with Michael. But and then, like I said, one of the biggest problems with the Rob Zombie films is, and this is just a Rob Zombie thing.
Yeah.
Nudity, useless nudity, and useless cussing.
Yeah.
But honestly, and the mask, I think the mask looks pretty good in the 2018 one. The outfit, because it looks aged, and I think that's a perfect representation, a reflection of him, because he's like what 60, 70 now, or 60 something, 50, 60, something, or somewhere along those lines. He's like 60 years old now, but he's still just like really big.
I mean, he's older than her, right?
Yeah. But probably by like 7 or 8 years, somewhere around like 6 or 7 years or something like that. Because he was still a little kid. I think he was might have been like 10 or 9 or 10 or something like that. I don't know.
So it was after the Halloween 2, and then skip ahead 40 years to 2018, or is it after the first Halloween?
After the first one.
Okay.
Which I think it was pretty symbolic how it ended, because the end of the second one ended with, Michael Myers being engulfed in flames, him and Loomis, which is why Loomis got that burn mark on his face. But, and like we said about the whole, the Halloween franchise, the new one need sequels, there's no fucking way he got out of that. If he got out of that,
unless he had a trap door within a trap door.
But how would he know? See, I'll be a damn monkey's uncle. I mean, I know it's happening, so.
Yeah, I just didn't like the whole 40 years later. So she just spent that 40 years just basically going crazy. I mean, she, I guess she got married and then she had a kid, but all the while, looking over her shoulder and crap because she know he's gonna come for her.
But this is my thing. A reason why I don't buy that is because it was like one attack. He hadn't showed up in 40 years, but it was once. Maybe if it
Right.
was the second movie and he came back,
That's what I thought.
or maybe if it was H2O and he came,
Yep.
then she'd be like, okay, yeah, eventually he's going to come back.
Yeah, all that would have been better
'cause
instead of just going after the first one.
Yeah, because it would have been like, well, he did it twice before, so I'm expecting him to do it. But in this movie, of course, he did it once.
Because okay, she don't, I guess later she found out who it was, like after the first one. But anybody else, okay, he's locked up. I don't got no reason to worry. She should have had a normal life, but she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how did she know he was gonna come back for her?
But I was like, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I love the fact she was waiting at that prison. She had that. She had what was it? She had that. She had that Glock. She had that. She had that bad boy ready for him. Now the whole evil doctor guy, that was just a fucking waste of time.
Yeah.
That was just dumb. Come on now, really? I want to see this chump. Then this fucker only put the mask on for like 2 seconds. And I thought there was a bitch move. He killed the damn officer guy. But that really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pissed me off. But the whole Michael Myers thing, I think he's actually a pretty cool bad guy. I mean, he's quiet, but he's menacing. That quietness about him, that silence about him makes him very menacing. And the mask makes him very mysterious.
And
I like
though we may not see it, he's smart enough to teach himself how to drive.
I think that's bullshit. There's no fucking way this dude, no shit. He ain't never done it before. And I don't like, I don't like killers like this that they'll kill people and then they like pin them up and stuff. And he kind of does that a couple of times, which I think is fucking annoying. I was like, what in the hell is that? Oh, phone let me know the website getting updated. Bam. But anyways, I think he does it a couple of times too.
Yeah,
where he's
that's
like,
really Jason's thing.
I don't even like that. It don't make sense.
I know, but that's what Jason does. He kills him, then he pins him up. Like he just sits back and watches. They're like, yeah, here he come right now. He's in a 3, 2, 1, body fall. Yes, he's in the woods.
What the fuck? Body gets thrown through the window. Although I still don't understand how that one girl jumped out of the window, fell into the car, and died. I was like, it was only like the 2nd floor. You wouldn't die from that. But I guess she did. But and honestly, this franchise doesn't really have too many like memorable characters like that. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Cause like I said, I do like the like again going back to like the Rob Zombie. Of course, there's Loomis, because he's been in several movies. You got Laurie because she's been in several movies. Really, nobody from Resurrection was memorable. I mean, I guess you could say Busta Rhymes was memorable because he was the first person to actually fucking fight Michael. He got his ass kicked, but
yeah,
Busta Rhymes, you can't act, and that movie was definitely proof of it. If you've done better lately, fine, but don't. Which is kind of cool because LL Cool J was in H2O, and then you got Busta Rhymes was in.
I guess he's like, well, let me shoot my shot.
Let me shoot my shot. I still don't understand the wow, all that shit. I was like, gosh, and that whole thing. He's like, motherfucker. I was like,
I mean, that's how he talk.
in fact, Busta Rhymes Busta Rhymes definitely hit my list because he's managed to do a couple of shit nobody has done in the entire fucking series. Not only did he fight this dude and not die doing karate,
Yeah, he cussed
him out. Are you stupid? I left the back door open for your ass.
I did
that shit. I'm Michael.
that was a funny moment. It was like Michael's like, okay, should I kill him or should I go and and kill what he was pointing to at first.
It was like a comedy sketch because it was not only was he saying stupid shit that was
Right.
funny, it was the way Michael was looking at him, how he reacted.
Right. His head was like, I bet his eyes were squinting up like, really?
I'm quite sure the guy that was in the mask was laughing. I'm sorry, had to have a smile on his face. But yeah, I wouldn't. I'd be interested. Me personally, again, I'd go into the territory of saying, hey, I wouldn't mind seeing maybe like a miniseries, a 2 hour, a 2 episode miniseries of this, of Michael Myers doing his thing.
Yeah, but they and I think the next Halloween they are gonna bring a couple of old characters back, like the cop. I told you about that. The cop from the first one.
That old, the sheriff guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's coming back. That man old as dirt now. Somebody's still alive.
Mm.
I don't mean that like I meant the character, not the guy, not the actor. Uh, Maybe if they would have like introduced more characters from the series, like possibly the little girl, Jamie,
Mm.
the babysitter chick, maybe some of those characters, maybe Paul Rudd's character. Like I wouldn't mind if they snatched a couple of them and put them into the movies. They're going to bring these characters back. Fine. But and also I don't want it to be because remember I addressed it when we was watching the 2018. All the friends talked about was the fucking Michael Myers thing, and they joked about it and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, come on, have a fucking life.
All right. It's just like that's all they talk about. They did it with Jason. They did it with Freddy.
They just keep talking about the same thing every damn movie and not actual like you know not concrete, substantial stuff with substance.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm going to end of the school year. I'm thinking about going to college. Hey, this is what's going on with my family. My parents left out of town, and I'm planning on when I'm going to take my little vacation or something like that. Hey, I got a little sister or a little brother that's in going to I don't know middle school or something. They'll never do nothing like that. It's always just stupid shit. The same tropes you see. If you're watching Halloween, you might as well be watching fucking Scream. Or I know what you did last summer. Damn near.
Charles Cyphers as Lee Brackett. He's going to be in the next one, the sheriff. Nancy Stevens as Marion Chambers, the former assistant to Dr. Sam Loomis.
Oh, cool. Kyle Richards as Lindsay Wallace, Tommy's friend and one of the kids Laurie babysat in 1978. Cool.
Oh, Tommy Doyle.
Ain't Tommy Doyle's Paul Rudd's character. Yeah. Yeah. I think that is him. Let me look that up right quick. We're gonna do this, Tony. Y'all better start that.
So it's like these characters from 1978 are coming back. I hope it don't be the same. Like it was, like it's the old Halloween with like the grown up ones, and the sheriff just.
What was the boy named Tommy? What?
Doyle.
Okay. I think that is Paul Rudd's character from part 6. Yep, that's his character. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so they're going to be returning to Haddonfield.
Wait, you said Skylar?
Skylar.
I thought you just said the name Skylar.
I said Charles Cyphers.
Oh, well, did you know that the guy Skylar that played Tommy Doyle in the remake in the Rob Zombie remake? Guess who that is?
Who?
The boy from the Santa Clarita Diet.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at his picture. I'm like, I know that dude. I know that face. Okay, cool. At least, the Tommy character has actually. At least they've been consistent somewhat with the characters, because Tommy was in the original. He was actually in the Rob Zombie. Now he's being brought back in this one. Okay, cool.
Okay, hopefully they have a good reason.
I no. But at least it again go with the consistency. So as
Oh,
long
they
as
even asked Paul Rudd to reprise his role, but he said no because of Ghostbusters 2020.
wait, is it gonna be the original Ghostbusters or is it gonna be the chicks? Because honestly, I know everybody didn't like the chicks. I like them.
It's
I think this is the original.
I think so.
I think it's the original. Again, it's for schmucks.
Yeah. Anyway,
I want to look that up now. But what are your closing thoughts about it though?
I mean, like I said, you can watch the Halloween series. Just don't, try to understand it. Just think of it as a watch. I wouldn't, maybe a nice watch. I wouldn't even say a good watch. I mean, some people they do like the series, and they, like my sister, she was like, "Oh, I can't wait till it come out. I can't wait." And I'm like, it don't make no sense, right? But she's like, "Oh, I can't wait till the other ones come out." And I'm like, okay, but people like them, and then some people just think they don't, make any sense. They even said if it was like, because they were gonna do them both, then it was like, okay, let's see how this one do. And then it got a good reading, I guess, and then they decided to go with these two.
Okay.
That's how they figured they were gonna make another movie. They said if it got even a decent review.
I'm still looking at this damn Ghostbusters. I'm gonna talk about that in the video too. But honestly, I don't give a shit about this series. And the sooner they bury it, the better. The sooner better I'll be. I, if they were to again look when they fix the story, it's decent. That's when I don't mind it. But when they have all this over the top, all this inconsistent stuff, Michael getting shot in the fucking face, he getting burned up in the basement, and this motherfucker keeps coming back for no damn reason. Talking about the damn curse of thorn. Take that
Mm-hmm.
damn thorn out your damn hand or
Right.
out your foot. You ain't a damn dog.
Right. They took something that should have just died, and they keep bringing it on, I guess, to
Yeah.
to please all these new generation people now. I mean, that was when we were little. I mean,
Yeah.
we watched Halloween when we were little. We was like, oh no, and now, shoot, we're in our 30s and we're like, oh no,
But I
another
have,
one.
yeah, the movies, and I'm sorry, you go back and watch the movies are fucking terrible.
Yeah.
They're bad. But I will say the one best aspect to those damn movies, the best damn aspect, the damn thing. That then you hear that dun dun, and I ain't gonna lie, that other one where it's like dun 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 dun. I ain't gonna lie. They were playing them at my job, and I was like, yeah, that Halloween station going on, guys. So I enjoyed that. But and the thing about it is the suspense because in the first movie, despite Michael Myers like killing people, the movie takes it's like he isn't like he's just wiping people left and right.
Right.
He kills like 5 people, but it's not like he's just going around killing people. He just disappears. And then the majority of the movie, he just like looking at folks. And it's
Right,
like,
and that in itself is kind of creepy because I mean you looking out your window and all of a sudden you see that and just like and you blink and he got.
like I get that. I get it. I mean, it was creepy, but it's like, okay, what is the point of you like doing that? I might guess to kind of get an eye for you and be like, okay, I'm gonna watch this person to make sure this is the person I'm trying to get or whatever. But at the same time,
Which brings it back to the mini Michaels. They have to make sure that that's their target. They can't just kill somebody at first. Anybody else like when
he
he
been doing it.
like on H2O. He didn't kill the woman and child in the bathroom.
He didn't.
No,
Didn't notice that.
he just took her car like, hey, she's not worth my time. So I have to go find who I'm looking for, which is Lori. And so you just gotta had to make sure, like you staring at them. Yeah, yeah. I think that's her. I think that's Lori. Which brings it back. And then after that one died, they killed that one, and another one pop up.
Now this is what I want to see. If you're gonna sit there and stare at somebody, don't stare and disappear. Stare and then go after their ass. What was that? He was staring at Lori, and then he like walked into the bush, and then when they got to the bush, he was gone. It's like no.
Yeah.
It should have been a moment where he'd be staring at her through the window, and then that motherfucker goes for her, so she'll know. You know what I'm saying? I want him to be pursuing these sons of bitches. I don't want him sitting here just stare here, look at him, disappear. She's riding the bus home.
Well, that's putting fear in.
No, I don't want that. I want him to be pursuing them.
Maybe make them paranoid.
If this was uh, Pennywise the Dancing Clown, if this was Jeepers Creepers, I understand why he would be doing that. But this is Michael Myers. He's supposed to be this evil force, and it's like, no, I want him to. If I'm up there cooking some brown rice and chicken and shit, and I look out the window on this son of a bitch across the street looking at me, I don't want to sit there and do like this, and then he done disappeared. No. I want him to. I mean, I don't want him to do shit to me. I mean,
it's
if he come at me, I got something for him.
I mean, it's like a spider. I mean, you see it, and then all of a sudden you don't see it no more. It's like, okay, where did that motherfucker go?
Now I got something for that spider too. That same Glock she had for him when she was waiting for him outside that crazy place. But that's what would have made it more kind of like the movie It Follows. The entire premise of the movie is you're trying to get away from this presence that doesn't stop. You're trying to get away from it. That's the whole. It's basically a cat and mouse game. It's constantly chasing you. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see him for 30 minutes in the movie sitting here looking at people. No.
Yeah, because he's like, if he didn't get the right kind of, raising up, which he didn't, right kind of learning, which he didn't, he don't got no reason to, like, maybe should I make her paranoid? Should I just make them uneasy, then go after them, put a little fear in them, and then go after them?
But you got to think about it. Before then, he was killing people. Before then, he put no fear into him.
I was talking about like the main one he was after.
I don't give a Scooby Doo.
I mean, that's basically what he was doing. He was making her paranoid, and he was putting fear in her. So when when he found her, it's like, hell, I don't know.
But you got to think about it. It wouldn't make no sense to make her paranoid because she don't know that you're going to try to kill her. If you're going to try to kill a person, you're going to try to kill him. You ain't going to let her know you're trying to kill him.
Okay, well, then let's just take it back to the mini Michaels. They had to make sure they had the right target.
But you got to think about it. They've had access. They've been keeping an eye on this family. They know who that girl is. It just, whoever wrote this shit they want him to be creepy and suspenseful. The best way to be suspenseful is if this guy is constantly coming at you from different angles and different ways, and you don't know which way he's coming from. That's the best way. If Lori is walking with her friends, and Michael don't care about no cops and shit like that. No, he about that life.
Mm.
If this dude is sees Lori by her, maybe he won't fuck with like a group of people. If Lori with like 2 or 3 of friends, okay, maybe he won't mess with her. But if she by herself walking, I want to see this dude pop up and just start charging at her. Like he's like, I want him like the Terminator, because the Terminator didn't play. That's what he basically is, like the supernatural Terminator at this point. Like I want him to charge straight at Lori, or even have this moment where Lori's walking. Turn around, he's following her. Turn around, he's following her. No matter where she go, he's following her. I get that.
Well, I guess they decided to do that.
But that's me. Yeah, that's me. Anyways, guys, let us know what your thoughts are about the Halloween franchise. Which one of the reboots is, in fact, which one of the films is your favorite? Which one of the rebooted timelines is your favorite? And if you can pick a character, who's your favorite character? And also, who's your favorite incarnation of a certain character? We got a bunch of John Doyle, Tommy Doyles, a bunch of Loris. no, 2 Loris. We got a couple of Michaels. We got a couple of 2 Loomises. Just let us know what are your favorite, and also most memorable moments and most memorable kills. And for the most part, if you say a certain name, I'm probably not gonna fucking forget remember who the hell you're talking about. But anyways, that is the end of this Break of the Base, our special Halloween edition. We thank you guys for attending and listening to us
Thank
talk
you.
about Halloween. Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what we got going on in the channel, guys. We'll definitely catch you guys later.